Vols are back.
Yeah, they had us the first half, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, could be Wayne!
I think I got my swagger back. Oh!
I love it, baby!
Them orange britches. Something about them orange britches.
Tennessee wins!
Got it by Tennessee to one Jennings. Jennings makes the catch.
We just won a basketball game, and we're very happy right now.
I made up my mind. I don't expect to ever look back. I'm going to stay at the University of Tennessee.
Reddit get to do and welcome into More Important Issues. It is Sunday, December 27th. Was there a live coaching search last night, right? Live interview process, live tryout, audition.
Yeah, I like the tryout.
I appreciate you, Freeze.
Fight to the death.
I appreciate you, Freeze, trying to do his best to pull off a Tennessee loss. When there were probably more Tennessee fans watching than Liberty fans.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I couldn't help but think that would have been a perfect beginning to the Hugh Freeze era to lose that game in that fashion. That would have been you can't write there's no Hollywood story that good.
Like, what are you doing?
I've been muted.
It's okay. We're not too far in.
It's been a while.
Been a while.
It really hasn't, but I feel like it has. I feel like it's been like a week since
I don't know.
I've seen you.
I was thinking I hadn't been here in a while, so
Yeah.
That's probably true.
Miss you.
Too, man. Merry Christmas.
Merry
I mean, I definitely haven't seen you since Christmas.
No, I haven't.
Because that was 2 days ago. But it already feels like it was so long ago.
Were you even here?
Not Christmas Day. I was here Christmas Eve and the day after. I got back home Christmas Day.
Okay.
Yeah, shout out to, first off, Merry Christmas, everyone. I hope you guys had a wonderful holiday. Continue having wonderful holidays going into the new year. Shout out to T-Dot and the people who made the road safe. I had to travel Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Christmas Eve, I won't lie, was terrifying.
Yeah, I had to leave my car at my
fun.
parents' house, and my sister's boyfriend had to take us home.
Yeah, I drove from here to Cleveland. I didn't get to leave till about 11:30, and the interstates were fantastic. The roads getting there, like John Sevier and Tipton Station, were not fun to navigate.
Yeah, on the day after Christmas, I went to Sono Taco because,
Of course.
yeah,
I wanted to join you, but I slept in. I'm sorry.
it's fine.
Okay.
But I went up from Tipton Station to get to John Sevier. You know that road? It's right before you get to Wildwood.
Yeah.
So you
Winkle.
you go up.
Oh, Newport Springs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you go up, and it like all the trees are over top of it, so it was
Right.
just solid ice.
Yeah, no,
So
it
I
was-
literally slid up the hill,
Oh, nice.
and then I got to where I could stop. I let cars go by to get on John Sevier, and it wouldn't, like, my tires just kept spinning.
Oh, nice.
So I just creeped into John Sevier. It was so terrifying.
Yeah, it definitely was not fun driving conditions the past few days. Hope you guys have stayed safe. It's been fun. I haven't got to play in the snow, but pictures. I love the snow. So I love the cold. I love cold weather personally.
You do, and I don't.
I've got nice jackets. I like wearing my
Gotta
jackets.
use 'em.
Yeah, my toboggan.
It gets your money's worth.
Exactly. But I do like cold weather. And it's bowl season, so that makes it more fun.
See, I hate cold weather. Hate it.
I like all weather though. Like
just-
I'm not like
it just hurts.
I don't dread the heat. I don't dread the winter. I don't dread like rain. Like it's everything. I like it. It's cool. It is what it is.
You're just a good guy.
Just loving life,
Just a
man.
dude.
Just loving life. Yeah, we are, guys. We are this week, and I'm probably just conspiracy theory in it, like trying to get the wheels turned in my head. But I feel like we're logical. The logical person in me goes, we're not firing Pruitt. It's too far.
Yeah.
The conspiracy theory where I've gotten the gears turned in my head. I'm like, man, I've seen more people that I trust talking about it. More people maybe trying to sell me on somebody and specifically. So the conspiracy theory gears are turning. I'm thinking there might be something to what we're hearing.
Yeah, like you let both of those coaches last night fight for the position.
Exactly.
And then you don't give Pruitt the opportunity to win some fans back with a bowl win.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm a little conspiracy theory in it, so I'm ready to talk about it.
Let's do it.
We'll get into the Pruitt though. We'll talk all about
Conspiracy theories.
Yeah, exactly. We're talking football. Kaidon Salter balling out in the Texas. What? So it wasn't the semifinal. It was the regional final.
Regional semifinal. So next week is the regional final, and then if they win that game, they'll go to the semifinals. And
It's a lot of games. It's a lot of names.
Well, if you remember, Texas football is just huge anyway.
Right.
And if you remember the bracket for Friday Night Lights, you remember how big that bracket is?
I honestly don't. It's been a while since I've seen that movie.
Well, it's huge. I looked at the bracket today just because I was like, regional semifinal. Like, what round is that? Because in Tennessee, it's like first round, second round, and it's quarterfinal, semifinal.
So it's 4 rounds. Tennessee, how many is it? 6?
So this would be their 4th game?
So Friday was their 4th game?
So Friday was their 3rd game.
3rd game? Okay.
Yeah.
So 6 games total if you play in the state championship?
Yeah.
So it's 7 games total if you play in the state championship. I don't know. It's more than Tennessee. That's the point.
Yes.
It's more.
It's a lot.
More than Tennessee. Than the state of Tennessee. We are going to talk bowl game. One specific bowl game in mind. First off, we're going to talk about it because shots. Hugh Freeze just happened to be coaching at it. Do you know this is a Tennessee podcast first, Coastal Carolina Chanticleer's podcast second. So
big Conway guys.
Exactly. We're actually growing out our mullets right now. You just can't tell because it takes some time.
Yeah.
We got to groom them. Take some time. And then we're going to talk some Vol basketball. Of course,
we get our haircuts to if you cut it more often, it makes it grow faster.
Exactly. That's what we're doing. Shaving it down. Then talking Vol basketball, they kick off conference play and return to play December 30th at Missouri versus Conzo versus the Tigers. I'm ready. I'm ready for more basketball. I'm ready for conference play. Just undefeated. I'm never betting on the Vols.
Never lost.
Someone called me out on it. They said you're going to do it if there's a spread the love, or they said you can't do it if there's a spread the love. So I said okay. If there's ever a spread the love basketball bet, I can't take it. Can't take the free money.
No, I'm going to allow you to do that.
No, I can't take it. I said today I can't do it. Got to stay true to my word.
No. Nope.
Landon's trying to earn me some free money.
Yeah,
I appreciate
I'm trying to help you out, man.
I appreciate Landon trying to earn me some free money.
You got to start making money for Christmas next year.
Exactly. Yeah, everybody
for the kids. Caleb's for the kids, man. Let them take the free money.
Exactly. And then we're talking. Where was I at here? And then we've got bowl season, more bowl games. Alvin Kamara. If he had done that last week, I would have won not our fantasy league, another fantasy league. So,
nice.
Yeah, but a week too late.
That's the way it goes.
Yeah, of course. Is what it is.
And sixth, usually if it was any other person, we'd probably just have it most important. But
we've got a whole segment.
Yeah, got to be Kamara. Mm-hmm. You ready? Let's do it. I guess first, check out our sponsors: Tennessee Tap House, Blue Water Climate Control, and Hound Dogs. Great people.
Absolutely.
And do a great job of making the show possible. And I usually say it's getting cold. It is cold.
It's freezing.
So please go, if you're having HVAC troubles, go contact Blue Water Climate Control.
Yeah, absolutely. It is very cold. But it's warm during the day.
Yeah, it's
so
weird.
you gotta have a good HVAC system. I've been turning up and down. Like tonight, I'll return and it'll be freezing when I get back home because I turned the heat down. Down? Yeah, down. So.
Yeah, during the day, I'll be sitting here, I'm like, man, it's warm in here. I'll turn the fan on, and then it'll get to where it's getting dark, and I'm like, oh man, I'm freezing.
Yeah, then it gets cold. So you gotta have those good HVAC system. If you got questions, drop them in the chat. I'm on Facebook, or Landon's on Facebook. I'm on Twitter, pulling up YouTube now. Hope you guys are doing good. Let us know where you're listening from. You guys have a good, safe holiday. Let's do it.
Any listeners out there in Conway, South Carolina?
Yeah, let's call it Myrtle Beach. It's Myrtle Beach.
It's Conway.
it's you get it. It's Myrtle
Beach. The way of Con.
But yeah, hopefully we've got some shots in this chat. Drop some questions in. Let's do it. Let's talk Pruitt.
Let's do it.
We have a good comment here. Speaking of Pruitt, guys, every school cheats in recruiting. It's just how good you are at hiding it. I don't even think you have to be good at hiding it. I think you just got to be good after you do the cheating. Because you're right, every school cheats. So what can you do with the players that you cheated to get when they get on campus?
Yeah.
I think that's all it is. So the investigation right now is, from what I'm hearing, and everything would line up, these are two different reports. Sounds like maybe a credit card was given to a current player who spent it on recruits at maybe what I heard was a steakhouse.
I don't have a problem with
That sounds like the dumbest penalty ever. Like, that sounds like something that they're like, Tennessee reported a level 3 violation.
Yeah, it sounds like nothing. Like, who cares?
So there's got to be something more to it if it's what everyone's freaking out about.
Right.
Or are people just looking for a way out?
I don't know. We have a question right here from Jamar Huddleston. Says, what coaches do you think want to be back? From the looks at our record, from the looks of the coaches who declined the pay cut, I would say T. Martin and Jay Graham are probably the only ones that actually want to be back.
I would say they all want to be back. They all want to get paid.
Well, yeah, that's true.
I mean, I don't know what the Will Friend situation was. I don't know how that went down. I don't know. Does he have ties to South Carolina? Are there coaches there that he's coached with, worked with?
Who cares?
Take him. I know. I'm just saying.
$800,000 to be shit. Go.
I just don't.
You're welcome. Merry Christmas, South Carolina.
Yeah.
No takebacks.
I just don't. I mean, obviously we're happy he's gone. It was time for him to move on. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's going to be the case with other coaches. Like, I don't know if Chris Winkie leaves on his own. Like, Will Friend seems to have left on his own.
Yeah, I think you'll have a lot of guys. Not a lot of guys. I think you'll have some more guys that you're just going to have to be like, hey, it's time for change.
Why are you not making moves now? Bill Belichick fires people on Christmas all the time.
They got COVID.
He's cut people on Christmas. Call him and fire him on Christmas.
They get a buyout.
There's no friends in this business.
Except Will Friend.
There's only winners. Only winners exist in this business. And winners don't take holidays. They don't give a crap about Christmas.
And winners don't go 3-7.
And winners don't go 3-7.
So Jeremy Pruitt.
Is he here in January?
Probably.
I think so. Like I said, the logical person in me says yes.
Yep. But it just who does it take? Does it just take Randy Boyd being like, nah, I'm good?
Is Randy Boyd gonna do that?
I don't know. I mean, it's Fulmer's not gonna do it. So it has to be somebody above Fulmer.
With everything I have ever heard about Randy Boyd, that does not seem like something that would take place under him, like under his direction.
Yeah. Is it?
It seems like he's going to let Fulmer do his job.
Yeah.
And I mean, I could be wrong. But I just can't imagine in a year where money. Yes, if they wanted to find the money, they could find the money. But if we're going to pretend that Tennessee didn't lose $40 million, let's not be stupid. They lost a lot of money this year. So you have all these excuses. I think they're going to use them to their advantage and say like, oh, we're going to give them another year.
But my thing is with that is if you're going to do that, if you're going to be like, okay, we had a terrible year this year, you have to look forward to next year and be like, am I 100% sure this thing gets better next year? Because if it doesn't, then you waste a year.
Right. I mean, I think Fulmer has a belief that it's going to get better if he's. And I'm not saying he's right because I don't think he's right, but I think he's got to have that belief. Like he trusts I believe he trusts the direction of it. I don't know how or why, but I believe that's what he thinks.
So, I mean, looking at it right now, he's thinking that with better quarterback play and some staff changes that this thing is going to get better. When right now you're going to have two quarterbacks on the roster that have yet to have a spring practice. So, I mean, like, you have two guys who haven't had an offseason. Yeah, this will be their first offseason with the football program.
Are there going to be staff changes?
I mean, there's got to be two. And
yeah.
And probably Winky.
But, I mean, I just don't – if they haven't been fired now, are they going to get fired? Like, my belief about Pruitt is the same with Winky. It's the same with pick a coach.
I mean, I don't know. Some of them will probably, like, some openings will probably come about after bowl season's over.
Yeah, those guys may leave on their own, but I don't think they get fired.
Maybe not, but
I just feel like the trigger would have already been pulled.
But I mean, how do you keep Winky around?
I don't disagree with that.
How is that like, we had bad quarterback play and not get rid of your... If you're still going to be here, you have to make that change. Right? Like, that's number one. If you're blaming it on quarterback play or COVID, which COVID is not a reasonable excuse.
No.
If you're going to use quarterback play, you got to get rid of the guy who coaches the quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
Pruitt hasn't blamed it on quarterback play, though. That's never been a thing he said.
No. But it's...
I mean, I think he's wrong.
It's evident.
And I think that's probably some coach speak. I mean, he has to believe quarterback play has been not great.
Right. And
it's played into one of the key reasons Tennessee's gone 3-7. It's not the only one, of course, but it's one of the biggest reasons. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he's ever going to say it publicly, but I think Winky should be gone. I think he's had his chance. And if I'm Jim Chaney, what we know about Jim Chaney right now, you could probably cut him loose for the price tag he has. But if I'm also Jim Chaney, I'm probably looking elsewhere. Because I don't know. It's just not looked like a Jim Chaney called offense.
No, and that's another point. Like, if you don't have a coach that can get out of the way of an OC, then what good is your head? If you're a head coach and you're micromanaging, no one's going to want to come here. So, yeah, you can be like, oh, if we make these staff changes, things will get better. What staff is going to want to come here under a guy that they know is micromanaging and a year where it's a make or break year? They could be gone. This whole staff could be gone after next year.
Yeah, you're not going to sign a good staff. Like, you're not, and that may be a reason you don't get rid of guys. You're not, like, I mean, that's a good point. You're not going to sign guys because they know, everyone can see that this is one of the, at least in the fan standpoint, from the fan standpoint, it is a very, very, very hot seat. And that's another, I mean, it's going to be bad if apathy sets in. Bill Peake said Tennessee fans are going to have to boycott the games to get Pruitt gone. Yeah, I mean, that may be something that has to happen. And I don't like that. That sucks, but apathy is the worst thing that can happen to the Tennessee football program right now. If fans stop coming to the games, I mean, is that the next, I don't know, what does Michigan look like on game day? This just feels like, I mean, we're probably farther along than Michigan in the plummeting downward. I don't know. Are we farther along? Are we just as far along? Is Michigan farther along? Playing two different conferences.
Yeah.
But your biggest rival, at least I think all Tennessee fans can agree the one rival they would want to knock off is Alabama.
Yeah.
And Michigan, the one rival they want to knock off is Ohio State. You can lose to everybody else and beat them and you'd be happy. And they're two of the best teams in the country.
I think at least of like recent years, Michigan's been closer to Ohio State than we've been to Alabama. Right?
Have they?
I mean, they haven't won, but at least they've been ranked and been like, at least they think they have a chance come game time.
Maybe.
Whereas Alabama is just like, God, I can't wait to get to next week, whoever we play.
Right. I'm curious who Tennessee in the national. I'd say in national national media eyes, I'd say Tennessee is farther down than Michigan.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Yeah.
Because here, you don't hear much about Michigan. Yeah, I don't know, though. You can't let apathy set in. Once apathy sets in, people are going to stop coming to games. People are going to stop caring. Especially if basketball stays good.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're going to look at the realistic part of the climate that Knoxville, Tennessee is, most people can only afford to support one program in terms of like going to games and spending their time and money doing one thing. If they decide that they're going to move their money there,
Yeah, if it's between like, oh, I can either get season tickets to basketball or football. I mean, there's no competition.
there's no competition. And I think, and yes, there are going to still be people who do both. There's going to still be people who support football alone. But it's going to be, it's already hard to fill up 100,000 every week now. When we were growing up, that wasn't difficult at all.
Yeah, and right now I'd pick the baseball program way over the football program
Yes.
right now. I don't know. I mean, just with Jeremy Pruitt, he's proven to me this season that he's just not the guy. No matter how much I wanted him to be the guy, because I think, was he the right hire at the time? Probably. Because I think Tennessee desperately needed a football mind, and I think he is a good football mind. But you're just losing, and losing by double digits, and you just can't do that.
Yes,
at Tennessee, and expect to be here for. And he's just been a different. I think we mentioned this last time. He's just been a different kind of person.
Losing's hard, man.
Yeah,
losing's hard on people. I mean, obviously, he doesn't want to lose. Nobody wants to lose.
Because, I mean, in year one, you're losing those games, but you could sell like, oh, we're building something here. You know, you could see the flashes. And this year, you could see some of the flashes with the younger guys. But, I mean, there's just not a ton of consistent talent.
No,
that was displayed out there.
There's nothing consistent about this Tennessee team.
Right.
There's hardly any flashes this year. It was a disaster year. It was a disaster year, and I think it's time to move on from Pruitt. I mean, I think Pruitt potentially could be successful as a head coach somewhere else in the future. Mm-hmm. First go around, he gets to learn a lot. Tennessee's not the easiest place to win, but I just don't think he's going to be successful here. Could he be successful somewhere else in the future? Sure. I don't think that place will be Tennessee. I think the roster's in a better position than it was in 2017, but if you keep Pruitt here, that could leave that the only positive from his error may be gone. Cut him loose now. Go find a head coach. Roll that you trust, that you believe you can run with. Go with it. If that doesn't work, what's to keep you from firing him?
Yeah. And the guys that he's brought in, I can't see huge improvement from guys he's brought in. Like Bryce Thompson and Alontae Taylor were freshman All-Americans. Have they gotten a lot better? Now, Bryce Thompson had a decent year this year. Henry To'oTo'o had a decent year this year, but I really don't think you can be like, oh, yeah, he's developed those guys into great players. And I think part of that is he's built this staff with recruiters.
Yeah, there's not a ton of development happening now. It seemed like that first year there was. You had a lot of underrated guys that came in and performed well, but since then, no.
I mean, with Will Friend, I mean, he had one of the best offensive lines on paper that Tennessee's probably ever assembled.
Right.
And to get $800,000, and he's not a recruiter because the two guys he's recruited since Pruitt's been here is Wanya Morris and Darnell Wright. Wanya Morris, he was the primary for Wanya Morris, but he's a extra tight end wearing number 23 right now. And Darnell Wright he was a secondary recruiter for him. It was Niedermeyer who got him. So, I mean, it's just losing. It's the staff issues. With OC or, the guys not taking pay cuts. It's just been a long list of issues.
And then this investigation, too, if what I've heard is true, sounds like you've heard something similar, is true, then it just sounds like people are undermining to try to end it.
Well, part of me is like, I guess they're waiting to see what comes out of it.
But they should know. Fulmer's been around the NCAA for how many years? You have the NCAA compliance that can tell you what's going to happen. I mean, the University of Tennessee, by now, should know or have a good idea of what the punishment can be, whether it's self-imposed or imposed by the NCAA. They should have a good idea of what that will look like in 2021.
Yeah.
So,
but who's involved? Like, if it's multiple guys, you're having to get rid of multiple guys. Then if you're having to replace 8 assistants, you might as well just start over.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully it does. Hopefully we don't get caught cheating involving 8 assistants.
All right, you have 2, and then I would think Winky would be gone, and if Niedermeyer is the one in this whole thing, that's the name that I've heard.
Right.
With this investigation, I mean that's 4. Who else? Who else is gone? I don't know. I guess T's not going to South Alabama. That's good. Because he was one of those guys who wanted to be here.
Yeah. Well, I think it's more than just wanting to be here with the pay cut. I think it's just being a good person.
Yeah.
A good person isn't the right thing to say. I apologize. It is a compassionate person. Again, we talked about it when the pay cuts weren't taken. How can you walk into your office every day and see an empty chair or know that there's people in buildings other than you that got laid off and know that you're making $1.2 million or $650,000 or whatever your pay was? It was just a bad look. Bad look that you knew was going to be public at some point. Mm-hmm. So it was also stupid.
And then, it wasn't. He said it wasn't finalized, but we never heard anything where it was different. So no one was like, "Okay, it's public. I feel pressure that I need to do this." But not even one of them did that.
Apparently, they did decide not to take the other what's it called, bonuses. I don't know. Whatever. That doesn't make me feel any better. You didn't take the pay cut when you were offered it. It's stupid. It's incredibly stupid. And I said it felt like the beginning of the end. We'll see if it does. If it is that, I don't know. Someone said they heard Henry To'oTo'o may be transferring. Have not heard that. That has not been something I've heard.
Yeah, I haven't heard that either.
So I'm not willing to. I'm not gonna put anything outside the realm of possibility right now for the University of Tennessee. But I have not heard that.
I mean, he's already a consistent leader. It seems like for this defense, that'd be tough to kind of leave and go elsewhere. I think
that would be a weird transfer.
Yeah, you're kind of already established, and you have your role. I mean, you're
maybe
our best defensive player.
I mean, maybe if Niedermeyer leaves, maybe.
I mean, yeah, maybe.
Again, I wouldn't put anything. I'm just saying I haven't heard it. Wouldn't put anything past the University of Tennessee. Can Robert Woods go score a touchdown so I can win some freaking money today?
But there is there is a lot of young talent on this team where, if you did make a change, I feel like it's not in as bad as a place as it was in 2017.
No, it's definitely better. It's definitely better.
But I think he struggled in recruiting a little bit too. We missed out on Trevor Lawrence, and this wasn't Jeremy Pruitt, but you missed out on Trevor Lawrence, Taj Boyd. I do not want us to miss out on Ty Simpson because of our lack of creativity on offense, because we have a head coach that's micromanaging our OC.
And that looks like it could be happening.
And it's a kid who wants to be here. Like Trevor Lawrence wanted to come here. We're 16 because of Peyton Manning. Ty Simpson's been here 8 times. Not really. He's been here 4. But still.
His dad works for the University of Tennessee system. He wears orange. I mean,
yeah.
I'm not saying Tennessee's his number one choice right now, but
if Tennessee was a contender in the college football playoff, he'd already be here.
Right.
Not really, but he'd already be committed. Probably.
A lot of people say they believe Chris Winkie has a lot. Has been since he's been recruiting him. That's why he'll stay around until you get Ty Simpson. But Chris Winkie shouldn't be the reason. Go win effing football games.
Exactly. It's not Chris Winkie. Yeah, he might help the relationship, but I don't think it's freaking Chris Winkie.
If you win football games, it doesn't matter.
How can you be like, yeah, I want to play for that coach, and look at the product that's on the field right now? There's no way.
It doesn't matter who the lead recruiter is if you go win football games. Look at Alabama this week. Signed the number 1 running back in the country out of the blue.
Yeah.
I don't know if Nick Saban knew. I think, we got him, cool.
Nice.
That's
another one.
You know why? Because they win.
Yeah.
Because they have running backs that put up freak yardage. It's not rocket science.
And I think Pruitt, he gets in because I think he's a good relationship guy. He's got good relationship guys on staff. and they're able to get in on these 5 stars, but they're not able to get them. So that part of me is just like, are you telling guys no because you're saving a spot for this guy who's going to go to Clemson, Alabama,
Right.
Georgia, or somewhere like that? And then the in-state, you signed 6 out of the top 10 in-state recruits last year. This year you signed one of the top 10 in the state of Tennessee.
Yep. Chris just mentioned Tennessee needs to be focused on in-state recruiting. I mean, I think that's one thing that helped Butch Jones early on in his tenure.
And I know it. This class was not as strong as 2020 or 2022. I get that. But a guy that's going to guys that are going to Clemson,
Yep.
got Hudson Wolf, who you desperately needed a tight end, and then you didn't even throw to the tight ends until he was already decommitted,
Right.
and then went to Ole Miss.
Yep.
I mean, missing out on guys in state, and you signed a number 15 class. You don't think some of those kids couldn't help you
Right.
a little bit in recruiting? Absolutely could.
Yep. Move on from Pruitt. Move on. It's time to move on. Kaidon Salter, man. What a night Friday night.
Putting up numbers.
20 carries.
20 carries, 228 yards, 3 touchdowns, 10 for 16 passing, 159 yards, and added another touchdown. The kid's good.
Very good.
And I think, this is no offense to any quarterback that's on Tennessee's roster, but I think he's a different quarterback than what we currently have on the roster. I feel like when you have a average offensive line, and we have some decent weapons around him, I think it's in college football now. You probably need a guy who can get out of the pocket and run a little bit.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it helps. It allows you to be more creative. If it helps Tennessee be more creative, that's to be determined.
It helped Butch Jones stay another couple years.
Yeah, he got bailed out by a really good dual threat quarterback. Kaidon Salter's good. I don't know if it's gonna be interesting to see how Pruitt handles the QB. I don't know what it was that made him so married to Jarrett Garantano. I don't know, but I just think personally, I think he's gonna handle the QB situation probably a lot better now that he's gone.
Do you think he played JT and Harrison? Do you think he just didn't roll with one of them because he was scared the other was going to transfer if he picked one?
I don't know, but he should have done it anyways because he was already made his decision.
Yeah.
I don't know why I think he made the decisions he made at the end of the year because I think it was for some reason he finally got all right, we need to, I don't know. He makes some decisions I'll never understand. Like pulling Harrison Bailey 7 for 7 after an absolutely bullcrap fumble call.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I'll never understand some of the decisions he makes. And no one, even if you are a Pruitt lover, you love that bald head.
Got a bald
You can't
head.
tell me that's a good decision. That's stupid.
No.
And I've been around athletics enough. You can't go, well, he already had that decision made. He was 7 for 7 and should have scored a touchdown if not for the referees making a bad call.
And it looks like, from that decision, it looks like you're incapable of making good decisions.
Right.
Which is not a good quality for a guy that's running your program.
And then also, as the old saying goes, if you have 2 quarterbacks, you have no quarterbacks. So if you were going to come into that game and rotate him every series, every other series, whatever your plan was, well, then you just told me that you have no quarterbacks. So now you're failing to develop and make decisions. It's not high school football.
You want to get some questions going?
Yeah, let's answer some questions.
Because, man, it's rough. It's over, but it's never really over.
No, it's never over. And people got me in my own head this week. I don't appreciate it. I was like, oh, now that I'm seeing that, he could be getting fired. That could be real.
Got your hopes up.
But I don't think it's real.
Yeah. So Donnie R says, heard Wednesday was the last day of the Pruitt era and thought of that discussion on the show. I haven't heard that.
I will be Vol for Life 1998. Kind of same question. Do you think he gets fired? I do not think he gets fired. No.
Yeah, because I think, especially with Tennessee, I think history repeats itself. And I don't know if the Tennessee administration can make a good decision when it's time.
No. I mean, it's already too late. Like, they've already made the decision too late. So it's past making a good decision.
But you can make it worse.
Yeah, I mean,
see, and that's what I'm afraid of. Like 3-7's bad, and the roster is okay. It's something that you can kind of work with, but it could get worse, and that's what I'm afraid of. If you give him another year, does it get worse? Because if you're thinking, that could happen, it's time.
Right.
Go ahead and cut ties.
Can it get worse than 3-7? I don't know. Can it get worse than a 21-point loss to Kentucky? Whatever it was, I can't even remember. I'm never going to. I'm not even going to go look at the score. I don't care.
Yeah, a 16-19 record is not great.
No. Nope. It's been disastrous. If it happens on December 30th, then more bad news. More bad news with the good news. That probably means Tennessee is getting some kind of NCAA sanction. That's what people need to understand about if Pruitt gets fired with cause, Tennessee doesn't get off of this scot-free.
Yeah.
Like, they punish the school, too. They don't just punish. You lose scholarships, your bowl ban. And, yeah, I'm not saying that's a huge deal, but it's going to make it a little bit harder on the next coach.
Yeah, I think we'll at least hear something in probably the first week of January.
As far as the investigation goes?
Yeah, because I think, bowl season will be over. You'll have people kind of settle down. Holidays will be over with, and then you'll kind of see. I don't think there's a move. I don't think it's the right move, but it just doesn't look like they're.
No, I don't think they're firing.
Because if Fulmer would have been like, yeah, we need to change, or we need to discuss what's going to happen for next year, then he kind of puts it out there like, hey, we're looking at something, but he went out there and backed Pruitt from the get-go. So.
Yeah, and it wasn't like it wasn't like this is what we're doing, but I mean, he says this should be a good kickoff to 2021. It just sounds like he's riding with the guy.
Yeah,
sounds like he's riding with him. I would be shocked if there's a change. I'd be shocked.
Live by the 3, die by the 3.
Do we have any other questions regarding that, or any other ones you want to answer?
Yeah. So before we get into a better topic in basketball, we have another question from our boy Christopher Nichols. He says, at this point, I've come to the conclusion that Pruitt will not be let go unless something crazy happens, but someone has to get the hook. Friend is out. Who else would be up for getting let go? If it were up to me, Chris Winkie would be gone. I don't know what happens with Brian Niedermeyer, but that's probably a possibility as well.
I would say Brian Niedermeyer. I mean, he's just the linebacker position did not look good outside of one guy this year.
No.
Tight end position didn't look good when he was there before. He's a good recruiter, but make him if you want to keep him around for recruiting, put him in charge of recruiting.
Yeah.
But it's time to move on from him as coach. So I think it's time for him to be let go, personally.
And I think Jeremy Pruitt was going to, help him be a assistant coach. Help him on the defensive side of the ball, but then he fires Jimmy Brumbaugh, and he's having to coach the D-line.
Right.
So he's not able to kind of monitor what Brian Niedermeyer does with the linebackers.
Mm-hmm. Should Shelton Felton be in that talk as a linebacker replacement guy? I don't know.
You have a lot of guys that were kind of recruiters, again, not really developers, not really proven coaches. And it didn't look good on the field.
No.
It doesn't look like you're developing anybody.
Correct.
Which is an issue.
Correct.
Which was a Butch Jones issue as well.
A lot of people didn't like Joel Ossovet. I thought tight end position looked, for what you had, looked decent this year. And then at the end of the year, when you actually started using them, it's pretty amazing what happened.
Yeah, you actually scored.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Exactly.
That's all the questions I got. So you want to get into something a little bit... Oh, let's get the Cure Bowl.
Cure Bowl.
The Tennessee Volunteer
Tryout.
head coaching tryout bowl.
So did the winning coach win it for you, or what? Like, what were you convinced of there? You Jamie Chadwell or you Hugh Freeze?
I've said this from the get-go. I don't know who you hire. I'm not really in love with anybody. I'm not a huge Hugh Freeze guy. Not a huge Jamie Chadwell guy. But I think a change has to be made, so I don't really care who you hire right now.
Yeah, I mean,
I think both of those. I would be satisfied with probably both of those guys.
I'd be satisfied with both. I'm not a huge Hugh Freeze fan for several reasons. But
I do think Jamie Chadwell has done more with less.
I need to go back and look at Liberty's schedule and things they faced. I don't know. I mean, Jamie Chadwell, though, yes, has done a lot. He's had a very impressive.
But he has only had 1 year where Hugh Freeze has. He's won SEC games before.
That is also true. Jamie Chadwell, though, Coastal had a good year last year.
Oh, were they good last year too?
Not as good this year, but yeah, as good as this year.
Okay.
But yes, I mean they had a pretty good year last year. I'll pull up their record right now. They beat Kansas. I mean, it's still a Power 5 team. They beat Kansas 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
So go Shots. But yeah, it was fun to watch.
They beat BYU.
They beat BYU.
Liberty beat Virginia Tech. Who else did they? I think they lost to NC State.
Did they beat? Hold on. Is it Syracuse? Did they beat Syracuse? Yes, they beat
did.
Syracuse.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, lost NC State by 1. Beat Virginia Tech in another mayhem game.
Yep.
That was stupid.
But did that game not feel like a like you mentioned it last year? I thought it was a great point of a Group 5 like championship. Did that not feel like the championship game? I know Cincinnati would probably be in there as well, but it just like felt like that'd be a really good game to have as like your Group 5.
Group 5 needs to have their own playoff.
I agree.
So it'd be probably Cincinnati, I guess BYU.
They're independent, aren't they?
So is Liberty.
Oh, they are. That's right.
Yeah. So would it be Cincinnati, Liberty, Coastal, and then Louisiana or BYU? I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
San Jose State.
Who did BYU lose?
I don't know. Coastal just went 5-7 last year.
Okay.
They didn't have a great year last year. I thought they did.
But he's Tennessee guy, the Maverick.
Tennessee guy.
I don't know. I thought that was just a really good game overall.
It was a lot of fun to watch.
The ending, man. Liberty, good lord.
Why do you not just kneel it? Everyone, I mean, it wasn't a good decision. If you're going to run the ball or throw the ball, you're trying to score. Go score.
Yeah.
If you're trying to waste time, you kneel it.
My thing is, dude, it's especially at Tennessee. Like when you have the chance to get points, you go take points.
My thing is if
We're not good enough to try to play keep away from the other offense. No, go score because you never know what's going to happen as a Tennessee fan.
no, but if you're going to waste time, if your goal is to wind the clock to 1 second, 2 seconds, you kneel it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You don't have to rely on 10 guys. You have to rely on 2. The guy snapping it and the guy taking the snap. Kneel it. Kneel the ball. If you're gonna do that, kneel the ball. That was incredibly dumb. It felt very orange to me. Felt like I was watching my team that I cheer for.
But what a great play by Coastal. Just like, hey, drag him in the end zone.
They weren't even trying to strip it.
And the guy just, I think his own tight end like jumps on his back trying to like pull him.
Yeah, that's my
I
point.
don't know. I don't know what he's doing.
I think he was trying to get him in the end zone. It's like, because it's hard to get 11 guys on the same page to do something that you probably never practiced.
Yeah.
You've never handed the ball off to your running back and you're like, go get a yard. And that's it.
Did you see the Baker Mayfield fumble today?
I did not.
He had
Not
a butt
seen it.
fumble
That's what I thought.
to lose the game. It was awesome.
To the Jets.
It was terrible because I lost money on it, but it was awesome because it was funny.
Oh.
To the Jets, man. Good lord. That's like losing Kentucky.
Yeah. The Browns, though, didn't have any wide receivers today, did they?
No. which kind of sucks. I bet before that happened, so kind of disappointing.
Is losing to the Jets like losing to Kentucky, or is it like losing to Vandy?
It's close. Maybe this South Carolina team currently.
It's like losing to the Jets.
Yeah.
Did you see they made the graphic for Jacksonville? ESPN did, and it looked like a real graphic, like woohoo, like won the first pick. So guys, it's not anything to cheer about.
Dude, Sam Darnold, I appreciate the effort. He's like, you're not getting a guy that's going to replace me. You're not getting Trevor Lawrence if I can help it. You're not replacing me.
He's going to get replaced by a backup next year.
Yeah, probably.
Career backup come in.
Probably.
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
He's like, yeah, let's go knock off the Browns. And dude, the Browns, that was their first. It would have been their first playoff berth since 2002. How do you not go win that game? I don't care who is out.
So are they officially eliminated?
No, I think next week they have to win. But still, you have a team
But if
who's
the
not
Steelers-
playing really for anything. How do you
Right.
not go win that game?
No, you should have been able to go win that game.
How do you fumble?
So they could end up missing the playoffs at what?
I think they're 9-5,
Okay,
something like that.
gotcha. That'd be hilarious. Like one of the better seasons in recent history,
Yeah.
and then they don't make the playoffs. That would just be perfect. Oh,
6-0.
6-0. Let's do it. Vol basketball gets another win. No problem. Coasted. Okay, maybe not coasted from the first 10 minutes,
it
but
was kind of.
it didn't help.
It wasn't pretty.
Right. It didn't help that USC Upstate was on fire from the get-go.
Oh yeah, they shot 50% from three. Which who has ever shot 50% from three and still lost by 20 points?
Good point. But a team that probably played Tennessee in 2018. Pick one.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Seems like we haven't gotten rid of the teams that are going to shoot lights out against us, which is good, which is wonderful. Can't wait. Can't wait to be crushed by some other stupid team with.
Oh, Auburn, you just know they're gonna find it.
Yeah.
Kentucky's gonna find it. They're 1-6 right now, which is wild.
I think USC Upstate's leading scorer was shooting like 23% before the game, before the Tennessee game.
Oh, great.
Right.
Well, he found it. Whatever he was looking for, he found it. With this basketball team, like we said, it wasn't pretty on Wednesday, but you won by 20. So it's hard to just nitpick.
Yeah.
You're still undefeated. Victor Bailey Jr. just continues to score. I think over the last 3 games, he's averaging 17 points, which is like, yeah, we expected it. Like, we've heard he'd be the best kept secret in college basketball, but I don't think anybody expected him to score 17 a game.
Yeah, you didn't know he was going to be like one of your biggest upsides when you talk about, Vescovi coming in back, a 5-star returning, and Josiah Jordan James, and then 2 more 5-stars coming onto campus. Both could be one and dones, should be one and dones.
Yeah.
You didn't expect Victor Bailey Jr. to be one of the better ones of that group.
Yeah.
At least one of the better scorers.
And then the offense, it just seems it runs so smooth when Vescovi's on the court.
Yeah. Oh, he's the
the
guy.
He makes everybody better, even though he had 8 assists and 9 points. He's not going to probably wow you with his points. Like, he's not like a score first guard, but he just makes everybody, he puts everybody in the right place at the right time. And he's a great facilitator.
Oh, yeah, Vescovi, he did a lot for the team last year. He's going to do a ton for this team this year. He's a great player.
All of his attempts were from 3.
I love it.
Shoot or shoot.
Doesn't even have to penetrate now.
Shoot or shoot.
When he penetrates, he is looking to pass every single time. He is rarely going to the hole.
And he's your primary ball handler. We thought there might be multiple this year, and there probably is at times, but when he's on the court, he's your point guard.
Yeah, I think the only time there'll be another primary ball handler will be when he's resting.
Yeah.
That'll be it. And you've got plenty, though, that can bring the ball up the court more. Like last year, when Vescovi was out of the game, you didn't have anybody that could bring the ball up the court at all.
Yeah.
This year, maybe they maybe can't run the offense as well as Vescovi, but they can bring the ball up the court fine, and get the ball moving in a half-court set.
One thing that Rick Barnes kind of mentioned that he needed more out of his seniors, which Fulkerson and Pons, they only took 9 shots on Wednesday. And, it is USC Upstate, so it's just like, it's Rick Barnes. That's who he is. He's going to nitpick at every little thing. But, I mean, I do think those two guys need to contribute more offensively. And they probably will come SEC play when you really need them to. But 9 shots, that just seems low for me.
Yeah, especially Fulkerson, who's touching the ball on almost every possession. He's probably
He did have 10
more.
points, but
6
also
came at the free throw line.
Yeah.
He's going to probably need to do more, but I guess that is that maybe overcorrection of shooting too early. I don't know, but he's definitely going to need to do more. Those experienced guys are going to need to do more in SEC play. Yeah, they will.
Have you decided who our best player is?
Keon.
You going?
I'm Team Keon.
No,
I'm riding.
Just like
I'm riding with Team Keon. No, you're not going to trick me into saying something else.
No,
Team
I'm not.
Keon.
I'm not trying to say Springer or Keon Johnson. I'm like, as a whole.
Yeah. I know.
You're going Keon Johnson is our best player.
I'm not going to be tricked into...
I'm not trying to trick you.
I'm not going to be tricked into saying anything but Team Keon.
Oh
I mean, I like them all. I like them all. Vescovi, Victor Bailey Jr., John Fulgerson, Yves Pons.
Are you just reading the roster?
I am.
I hate you.
But, yeah, I'm Team Keon. Jaden Springer had a great night the other night. But Team Keon. Sorry. Hate to break hearts here, but print the shirts.
Team Jaden.
I'm going to get his shirts made. That's what I'm going to do.
But honestly, Josiah Jordan James might be your best player.
I mean, he's probably your most...
He's definitely your most statistical player.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, because, like, even well-rounded, it's kind of hard to, like... Because, I mean, he's not a fantastic shooter. He's not a fantastic ball handler. But he just gives you a lot. I mean, I just feel like... Is there one player on this team that his best quality is way better than everyone else's best quality? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I feel like again where I talked about the talent mixing with the veteran leadership, like I feel like this team's just a really, really good mix. I feel like no one's necessarily overpowered. Like I think it's gonna be hard for teams to really key on. Nice. What Tennessee relies on and what Tennessee needs to be successful, because there's a lot of little things that make Tennessee very successful right now. It's going to be now you're going to be able to point out flaws a lot easier when they play better opponents. I'm not saying Tennessee doesn't have flaws. I just think there's not one guy that they're trying to get the ball to every possession, that they're running their offense through. There's not one guy that really holds it down for them defensively right now. I think Tennessee is just very well-rounded.
We're a good basketball team.
Good basketball team.
We're a good team, and I like what you said, where you can't really key on one person, and I think that's true. I think everybody is a threat.
Right.
And it's not just your 5 guys. You have 8 guys.
Yeah.
And even Kumar had good minutes. He was 4 for 4, 9 points. Had an assist, a rebound. It was USC Upstate, but I think he's a guy who needs those type of games to have some confidence where when it is a better opponent, he's ready to go.
Right. I think you'll find out a lot about this team on Wednesday night and what some of you're going to see more of those weaknesses and what some of the flaws are and where they can improve. Now I think Missouri is a pretty good matchup for Tennessee, so I don't think it's going to just completely expose Tennessee in any way.
Take the under.
Yeah, probably. Maybe take Tennessee's over though. I don't, because there's so many things that make Tennessee a very, very talented basketball team. It's not one thing. I think it's gonna be hard to just completely slow them down. Sure, there's gonna be guys on certain nights that don't have as many points because teams are focused on taking that away. But I think if teams are able to take away John Fulgerson only had 10 points and Tennessee scored 80.
Yeah.
If teams want to take away Vescovi, I mean, he's not going to score anyways a lot. So it's just, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be easy for teams to do a lot. And Pons, your best defensive player last year, is not far and away your best defensive player this year so far.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely your best rim protector, but yeah, as far as defense, it's an entire team effort.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be really, really hard to break down this team on either side of the court. Not impossible. Not that Tennessee won't get beat, but they won't. It's just going to the balance is going to make Tennessee a really, really effective, especially if guys just keep improving too. Mm-hmm. I would love for there to be a guy like Victor Bailey Jr., who I think is a really, really pure shooter and a guy that's always ready to shoot. If he gets hot, it's going to be incredibly dangerous. And I think you'll be throwing the ball a lot to him.
Yep. I just love that this team is super unselfish. How many assists they have the other night? They had a ton. 21 assists. Yep. Super unselfish. And, I think that goes back to recruiting. You just have guys, whereas you look at Kentucky right now, their recruiting class was better than ours.
Right.
But when you have a system and you get guys that fit in your system perfectly, this is what you get. And I think that might be an issue with the football program too. Not really recruiting, but guys in your system where it's staff, players, etc.
Well, Tennessee basketball recruits way more than just talent. They recruit culture.
Yeah.
Guys are going to have to learn about the culture when they get here, but they're also recruiting guys who they're not going, we'll get them in our culture. We'll get them used to it. It's guys that will fit it. Like the moment they step on campus, they want those guys.
Yep.
So that's really paid off for Rick Barnes. He's not going to have to get 3 players that are in charge of culture. That's another thing too. Culture will never be. I don't remember exactly what Calipari said. He put 3 guys in charge of attitude. Is that what it was?
I don't know. Then he said he was going to slap himself in the face.
Kinky.
I was just like,
but that's the thing about culture is there should never be one person or 3 players or captains in charge of culture. If the whole team isn't bought in and the whole team isn't responsible for the culture, then you don't have a good culture. It's that simple.
Yep.
Culture is hard to define, but when you see it. It's hard to accomplish. It takes time and effort and a lot of effort, and it's not just effort from the coach or the head coach. It's effort from the assistant coaches and the effort from the players. And culture is the one thing about sports that literally takes every single player from the star player to the guy who never sees the court or the field. If it is not a top to bottom, we're on the same page, we're doing the same thing, it'll never be accomplished well. And teams can win championships without the best culture, but they can't win championships consistently without the best culture. Mm-hmm. Or win games consistently without the best culture.
Yeah, and you can see that if you're not bought in to the culture, you're not going to be around.
Right.
I mean, look at DJ Burns, Derek Walker. They had their issues.
Right.
And now they're at other places now.
Yeah. And there's going to be really, really talented guys who don't fit into the culture for whatever reason. Alabama is a great example of that. There's a lot of guys who leave Alabama that it has nothing to do with the way they play football. They could have made a mistake off the field that had nothing to do with the locker room. But there's a certain culture and expectation at Alabama. And like Nick Saban or not, he has people either bought in or gone.
Yep. And he's winning, so he doesn't care.
And he'll win consistently because he is committed to culture. It's amazing.
One thing I would like to see is cut down on turnovers a little bit. I had 12 the other night. I think Keon had 4. Just got to take care of the basketball.
Yeah.
I mean, he won by 20. I'm nitpicking, but still. Missouri's going to have a good defense. Conzo always has a good defense. So you definitely want to cut down on those turnovers, I think, when SEC play gets here.
Yeah, I would agree. God, please beat Conzo. Please beat Missouri. Just take care of business. We'll be talking about it, though. We'll have a live show for you Wednesday, so don't worry about it. We'll recap that whole game. All right. Let's do it. Let's talk bowl season.
Bowl season. Buffalo, baby.
We won a lock. I didn't think we did when you texted me. I thought we lost. Buffalo
Lock
with late cover.
Yeah.
Very late cover.
But it was never in doubt.
No. Locks are never in doubt. Don't ever start sweating the locks. Mm-hmm. They're never in doubt.
Sure.
We got 2 more coming up this week. Florida and... Who's the other one? Crap.
Is it Clemson? Alabama?
No, I did not lock in Clemson.
Oh, was it the over Oklahoma State, Miami?
I didn't say that. What's the over for that one? You have that one?
I don't have. Oh, it's 58.5. I don't know. Yeah, maybe stay away from that.
God, the Rams suck, and they cost me money.
I won money on this game.
Ugh.
I need the Seahawks to win. That was a good win.
Robert Woods.
Yeah, I would like to see that. Hey, there's still time.
I don't know who the other lock was. I can't remember now. There's not time, Landon. Let them score. Hopefully the Rams let them score. And
Oh, that was 4th down. Never mind.
yeah. The Rams got to let them score, get the ball back, and go score themselves. We'll talk about some other bowl games this week. Or I guess we should recap it. I just realized we haven't recapped any bowls. We'll start with games on Wednesday. Georgia Southern over Louisiana Tech, 38-3. Memphis over Florida Atlantic, 25-10. Hawaii on Thursday, 28. Houston 14. This is the game on Friday, Christmas Day. Buffalo 17. Marshall 10. Great lock. Locks always
Buffalo,
live.
that was my team this year. Yours was Coastal Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Mine was Buffalo.
That's weird. My team was number 12. What's your team ranked?
We both had one loss. Thank you.
Number 12.
And we covered without our best player.
That's fair. Coastal didn't have their quarterback.
What?
I don't think they had their quarterback.
McCall was there, yeah.
Was he? Okay. I thought right before the game. I didn't listen to the game. I watched it. I thought they said right before the game that
Yeah, that was Grayson
he was
McCall.
playing. Okay. Oh no, I lost my spot. Oh.
Who's Coastal Carolina's best player? Is it Team Keon? You just stuck on that?
Yep. I don't know who Coastal. The guy with the mullet.
That's every guy.
Pick one. I don't care. Pick one.
Oh, Tennessee fans, if whichever one of those two guys grew a mullet first,
I think that's who should be the coach.
Yeah, and they'd be off work because Mike Gundy. Every year, it's like, oh, dude, he's got a mullet, Tennessee guy.
That guy couldn't even spell Tennessee.
All right.
Did Jared Goff break his thumb?
I think he
hit it on his helmet and he was pulling on it. All right, sorry. We're back. Liberty, 37. Number 12, Coastal Carolina, 34. 37-34, whatever I said. That was the Cure Bowl. Golly, my computer's freaking out. Thank you all for bearing with me. I've had some computer trouble this week. I texted Landon on Friday or Saturday and was like, this thing might give out on me. This might be the last week with old.
She's faithful.
She served us well.
How long have you had
since the beginning?
Have you had that since the beginning?
Yeah.
Man.
Since the beginning.
It's been a wild ride.
Number 19, Louisiana, 31. UTSA, 24. Western Kentucky got blown out by Georgia State, 39-21. Those are all the games this week. Coming up this week, number 21, Oklahoma State versus number 18, Miami in the Cheez-It Bowl. Will they pour Cheez-Its on the head coach like they do in the famous Idaho Potato Bowl? They pour French fries?
Sure. Yeah.
I would love nothing more than a French fry bath as a head coach.
It's just potatoes. Like, you have to eat a potato like an apple.
They actually pour French fries on them in the famous Idaho Potato Bowl.
Really?
Yeah, that's a real thing. Did you not see the pictures of it?
That's so dumb. I hate that because they should do actual potatoes because that'd be hilarious.
Like one hard one comes right down on the back of his head.
Domes.
I think I deleted the picture. It's a great picture. It's a great picture watching them.
Because that should be a tradition. Everybody takes a bite out of the potato like an apple, like Creed does.
Not in the COVID year. Not in the COVID year.
Not the same one. A different potato. They all have their own potato. That's their bowl gift. Is just a potato.
Just one potato.
Yeah.
So the over under is 58.5. You think that hits?
No.
No,
I'm not. And at Big 12, I don't touch. Not touching.
Number 20, Texas versus Colorado in the Valero Alamo Bowl.
Not touching.
Wednesday, number 15, Iowa versus Missouri in the Trans Perfect Music City Bowl. That's changed names. What did it used to be?
What did it? It was it.
Mortgage? Something mortgage?
Maybe. I have a shirt. We'll go look after it.
You bought a shirt from that?
I was going to buy I'm going to buy whatever bowl we're in. I'm just going to buy a shirt.
Buy the Army West Virginia version of the Liberty Bowl shirt. Do it.
I'm sure that they'll like have them at Ross here with Tennessee on it here in the next couple weeks.
You think they already printed them? Maybe.
Or they'll be overseas. You'll
Yeah, you'll see some kids in Albania wearing them. Wake Forest versus Wisconsin in the Duke's Mayo Bowl. That's gross. Florida and Oklahoma in the Goodyear Cotton Bowl.
You love mayonnaise.
You do. Number 24, Tulsa versus Mississippi State in the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl. Ball State, number 22, San Jose State in the Offer Pad Arizona Bowl. West Virginia and Army in the AutoZone Liberty Bowl. Arkansas and TCU in the Texas Bowl. Let's see. Macari. I didn't know how to pronounce that, so I skipped it. Contacts. Giving me a fit. Number 9, Georgia versus number 8, Cincinnati in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. This is on New Year's Day. Auburn versus 14, Northwestern in the Verbo Citrus Bowl. Number 4, Notre Dame versus number 1, Alabama in the Rose Bowl. That is the college football semifinal. And number 3, Ohio State versus number 2, Clemson in the All-State Sugar Bowl. That is also the college football playoff semifinal.
Is the Citrus Bowl a New Year's Six Bowl?
I think so. Yeah.
How did Indiana not get a New Year's Six Bowl?
Oh, yeah. Did you not know they were like all up in arms about that?
That's so dumb.
Yeah, they're playing the Outback Bowl.
What a joke.
That's on Saturday. Number 23, NC State, Kentucky in the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl. Ole Miss and number 11, Indiana in the Outback Bowl. Number 25, Oregon versus number 10, Iowa State in the PlayStation Fiesta Bowl. And number 5, Texas A&M and number 13, North Carolina in the Capital One Orange Bowl. That is all of the games this week.
Give me Tom Allen.
Give you Tom Allen? You like Tom Allen? He lost to Jeremy Pruitt.
I wouldn't hate it.
He lost to Jeremy Pruitt.
Indiana, though.
He lost to Jeremy Pruitt.
At Indiana. He lost to Eric Gray, not Jeremy Pruitt.
He lost a game he had already won.
He lost to Eric Gray. It's different.
I don't know, man. I don't like it. I don't dislike Tom Allen. I'm just saying.
He's not a guy I'm just in love with either, but if they hired him, I wouldn't be mad because
You're in love with Tom Allen?
I just really like the guy. I don't know what it is. I just like him.
You like the locker room celebrations.
Yeah, I just like, I don't know. I like a guy he'll get in your face, but he's going to be the guy who the first guy that pats you on the back.
Fair enough.
Like Tom Allen.
Okay.
And it just reminds me of Tim Allen.
Like Tim the Toolman Taylor?
Yeah.
All right, that's interesting. Very interesting to say the least. All right, let's talk Alvin Kamara.
Just
not winning me fantasy games. Son of a bitch.
Just a monster. Dude, he's so good.
He's so good. Is he up for MVP? Can we start that campaign?
I think he was until Taysom Hill took over, and they barely gave him the ball.
So now, but does that 6 touchdown game get him back in the talks?
I don't know. Maybe that's...
Or have they already given it to...
You have to score 6 touchdowns to be in the MVP race. He's like, bet.
Have they already given it to Josh Allen?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, I guess he has to be up there.
Kamara?
I would think Derrick Henry, like, if there was 2 running backs, it'd be Derrick Henry and Alvin Kamara. That would be...
Yeah, I think those will be the only running backs that can be in the mix.
Yeah. Quarterback-wise, I don't know who you go, like, probably not Mahomes. I guess it would be Josh Allen.
I mean, I think Josh Allen's the leader.
The favorite?
I think so.
Good for him. Big hands. Looks good in shorts.
Big Josh Allen fan.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I don't know what Kamara's total yards are, but he's not up there in rushing yards.
No, but all purpose, he would probably be up there.
Probably.
Yeah. He had 22 carries, 155 yards, 6 touchdowns. He also had a couple receiving yards, not enough to win me any money.
Same.
But something else didn't hit in that game too, right?
Yeah, there were 2. I can't remember what the other one was. What was that interception?
Oh, it was Dalvin Cook didn't get. He needed like 10 yards. Kamara also had 3 receptions for 17 yards. Stud.
Is Jalen Hurts playing? Because that was a terrible interception.
He is. They were up, I think 17-3 at one point.
Dang. Poor Philadelphia.
They're terrible. But I will say Jalen Hurts is better than Carson Wentz.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. That doesn't make Philadelphia better.
No. I feel bad for Derek Barnett. Because imagine getting drafted and you're like, you're going to Philadelphia. Oh, God.
And he won a Super Bowl there.
He did. And then what? What happened? That was just a team that they assembled just for a Super Bowl run.
Well,
like the Rams.
It also helped that Nick Foles had the best year of his career.
That's right, yeah. It wasn't even Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz, he had a great year too.
Yeah, and then he got hurt.
Yeah.
But
Nick Foles had
won the Super Bowl.
a great year too.
Yeah.
So that helped a lot.
Dude, the Saints are good, though. 52 points on the
The
Vikings.
Saints are very good.
I love that every team is just up and down.
Yeah. Well,
Like, I don't know.
not every team, but a lot of the teams.
I mean, even the Chiefs today, it was just like they look like they're going to get beat by the Falcons.
Yeah, there's definitely not been as much consistency this year with the top teams as past years. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And look at the Steelers. Ugh, gross. They won today. They came back and won,
But weren't the Steelers kind of like not as bad as the Bears? But the Bears were like, what, 5-0 at one point? You're like, that's the worst 5-0 team I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's like Steelers, you're like, that's not the best 11-0 team we've ever seen.
But they're looking like, this team could go 16-0 because they don't really play a ton of people.
No.
And then
The Colts should have won that game. They didn't score 0. They scored 0 in the fourth quarter, and then they should have scored in the last drive.
gross.
They cost me money today. And then freaking Rams cost me money today. If y'all would like to Venmo me, go ahead. Appreciate it.
You go most important.
Yeah, let's do it.
My most important is Ryan Leaf because I thought this was hilarious. It was Super 70s Sports says name a college player who you thought would be a great pro but wasn't, and Ryan Leaf quote tweeted and said me.
That is pretty funny.
I love that you have the self awareness to do that. That's hilarious.
No, absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm sure he's doing fine.
Yeah. Maybe doing fine. I don't know. Is he?
Yeah, I think he's at like Fox or something.
Okay.
Working. Good. Yeah. He's fine.
I have this one. Saw it on Facebook, and the other day I was actually we were talking about like last minute Christmas gifts that my girlfriend or her family could get me, and I was like, I want this blowtorch. It was like you attach it on a propane tank, and she's like, why do you need that? I was like, I don't know, but it was like $25. I was like, that's
I saw somebody using one of those.
Incredibly cheap for a for a flamethrower. That's incredibly cheap. So I feel like that's a good Christmas gift. And yeah, someone was using one to clean their driveway off. I was like, hey, I could have used that this week. So thanks for that. But no, they didn't buy it for me, unfortunately. But I thought that would have been a great Christmas gift. And shout out to the ingenuity to clean off the driveway with that. It was very smart.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, here's the French fry bath.
So,
this is going to be my most important.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
What kind of fries are they, though?
I'm going to bet they are Five Guys fries, because you know how they're always like, this is where we got them. This is the part of Idaho we got them from today when you go in there.
Ah.
So that's what I hope they are.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to say to make myself
I like their
them.
fries. Their fries are pretty good.
Their fries are delicious. And they're bag fries. They're like all bag fries because they're all in the bag.
But I love
Big.
Pal's fries.
Pal's fries are good. It's their seasoning, though, that makes them good.
Yeah.
They also have
You
bag,
know who else?
bag fries.
I kind of like their fries, and this is probably a hot take. Probably people don't agree with me. I like Sonic fries.
Yeah, it's a hot take. I thought you were going to say cookout fries. They have good seasoning.
I don't get the fries at Cookout.
You should. They're good fries. Yeah, hush puppies at cookout?
Nah.
Oh.
I'm not a big hush puppy guy.
What's wrong with you?
I'm Team Jaden, man.
What is wrong with you? Let's see. Have any other most important?
Yeah, Alvin Kamara has had more touchdowns on Christmas Day than Ezekiel Elliott had all season.
Nice. Merry Christmas, Zeke. Let's see. I'm just looking at screenshots here, and I've got that cow that is actually ended up in your front yard. It was in my neighborhood, and then ended up in your front yard.
Yeah, what in the world?
Did they ever find out whose it was?
No.
There's like not a cow farm that close to here. Like not incredibly close.
Yeah.
Like I mean, there's a few within a couple
there
miles.
There is a farm back here behind the neighborhood.
Is it cows?
I don't know.
So there's a farm behind my house as well, but
There's a barn, but I don't
They'll
know what's
bring-
actually in the barn.
they'll bring cows like every once in a while. Like it's obviously not, they're not there all the time. So
Maybe it's somebody's house pet just got out.
we think it was in my backyard at one point too, but I don't know. Not sure.
Could have went cow tipping. We missed an opportunity.
That gun. Boomer.
Boomer.
I got fails. I don't have any more most important, I don't think. Let's see.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, well, no, never mind. Thought I had one. All right, I'm ready for fails. Are you ready for fails?
Yeah.
All right, my first one is the let's see, the New York Knicks City Edition jerseys. Did you see these? First off, they're ugly, ugly.
Wait, who?
The New York Knicks. Yeah, they're ugly. But then
The Knicks can't do anything. Right?
Mitchell Robinson and Reggie Bullock both wore number 23. And then it turns out that Reggie Bullock wasn't where he only had number 23 on his back. His front was still number 25. So the jerseys were ugly and also misprinted.
Good lord.
Yeah.
God, I had one. Oh, Tony La Russa, the White Sox manager, who he pleaded guilty to reckless driving, and then he was the one that said, "You know who I am," and stuff like that to the cop. And he is to serve 1 day in home confinement as part of his plea agreement.
Oh, good. That'll suck. I mean, we've been doing that for like the last, 8 months? 9 months?
He's like 80. He's not going to have
Longer
a
than
problem
that.
staying at home.
He can't go to the nursing home. He's going to have to go to his home.
That's
the
true.
difference. Oh, God.
Did you see where... I guess this is the most important. I don't want to call it a fail because it's probably wrong of me to do that. But did you see where the Duke women's basketball team opted out of the 2021
Yeah, I don't understand.
season?
I don't get it. It makes me scared, though, that other teams in the NCAA is going to follow it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, is there like a player on there that maybe is high risk? I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean, I don't know enough about the situation to really have a take on it. I just thought that was weird.
Yeah, for sure.
But looking back, Tennessee should have done that after the Missouri game. Just been like, no, we're good. 2-0, baby. Just printed the shirts of national champs and moved on.
No one beat us.
Yep.
2-1.
2-1.
Beat Missouri and Kentucky, lost to COVID.
What'd you get for Christmas?
What'd I get? I got this hat. Got
Okay,
a couple
I like
hats.
that hat. Big hat guy.
Golf balls.
Did you get any visors?
No visors. My favorite gift was I got new kitchen knives, but I also got a kitchen knife sharpener. Apparently my knives weren't sharp enough.
You're getting old.
Dude, do you have a kitchen knife sharpener?
I don't.
Freaking awesome. What else? Oh, I got something else that I was like, yeah, I'm definitely getting old. What was it? Oh, I can't remember.
Just gift cards.
We didn't get a lot of gift cards this year. I didn't get a lot. I think I got a Chili's gift card that I was very excited about.
I got a new beard trimmer.
Nice. Use it for your beard or for manscaping?
I have a manscaping one, so I needed one for. I don't share the two.
Okay.
But it was
Smart.
time to get a new beard trimmer. That one was kind of wearing out.
Yeah. Smart.
I didn't have a sharpener for it, so
You need a knife sharpener. See, I told you.
I needed it.
Yeah. There's something else I got. I don't remember. It was probably the food. Dude, the food we had Christmas Day was the best ham I've ever had. It was awesome. And I ate
Honey
it
baked
for
ham.
lunch.
Oh, butt fumble.
Oh, that sucks. Would that have won the game? Were they on the goal line?
They're down by 7
So it would tied it.
on the other side.
Oh, okay. Okay. So it wouldn't have won them the game had they not.
Yeah,
Oh,
but-
okay.
But it lost.
But it did lose in the game. Yeah. All right, Burton, I see you.
What?
That touchdown. It was a good touchdown. God, there was something else I wish I could remember because I remember thinking, this is an awesome gift, but I'm going to be accused of being a 45-year-old man. I don't remember though. Good Christmas.
Probably best you don't tell me because I'll just keep bringing it up.
That's fine. My knives will be sharp and yours won't. So.
I got some shoes. I got some Vans. some like tennis shoe Vans.
Right.
I got a beard trimmer, and I think that's it. I got a look. Oh, I got trivia, so we can
Football
start
trivia?
doing football trivia.
I saw that. Have you opened this yet?
Yeah, I have.
Have
I
you?
opened like
How
the
hard
first
is it?
pack.
I feel like I'm gonna suck at it.
I think I got one. I
feel like
looked
there's
at
gonna
like
be, like-
3, and I got one right. So
I feel like there's gonna be random ones that I'm like from like Chicago. Who was the leading receiver for the Chicago Bears in 1983?
yeah.
The 1985 Chicago Bears Super Bowl Shuffle, that was weird, was nominated for a Grammy Award. True or false?
True.
That is true. Nice.
Sweet. That was a guess. I had no clue.
Let's try this
I
one.
remember that play.
Let's see. What in the world? This is a lot. We're playing like...
Yeah,
that was like 5 different things on there.
pretty tough.
How many Super Bowls did the Dallas Cowboys win in the 1990s? That's a good one.
3.
Nice. Great. You read that one, didn't you?
I did not.
Whose nickname is the Snake?
The Snake.
Yeah.
The Patriots owner.
Nice. Kenny Stabler.
Okay. Not no clue.
I wouldn't have known that one either. Didn't know that.
Yeah, me and my wife had a agreement this year, and it was kind of one of those agreements where you don't know if it's actually true until like it actually gets
Dangerous
there.
game.
Yeah. We decided not to get each other anything. We're just gonna go on a trip. So
That's what we do every year. And we said we were gonna do that this year, and I felt like my girlfriend was like, Emily was like, "Oh, I got you this, and I got you this." And I was like, "Well, I guess I better go buy her gifts." So I did, but I also bought her / me a waffle maker that and it is staying at my house that I'm very excited to use. So
nice.
we're gonna making waffles, and in the morning we're making waffles. I can't wait. I'm very excited about the waffle maker.
I can't wait to get a Snapchat of you doing it and saying that.
Oh, it's gonna get annoying how often I make waffles and say that. Can't wait.
I need an omelet maker.
That'd be good. I think that's just a pan.
Yeah. Sure is.
I think that's all it is.
I think I can handle this Pam thing.
I could be wrong, but I think aren't omelets just made on like grills?
I don't know. I don't even know if an omelet maker is a thing, but I do love omelets in the morning.
I think like you just need like a griddle.
And it's the cruise that did this to me. My first cruise, every morning I had an omelet. I'm like, dude.
It's a lot of egg.
Yeah. Protein, baby. Protein.
That's gross. That sounds gross.
It's not gross. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Maybe protein's a little gross.
That's what sounded gross to me.
It's just like protein for a bro.
I'll tell you what it sounds like later.
Okay. That's all I got.
That's all I got to you guys. Appreciate y'all listening. Hope you all have had a wonderful holiday up until now and continue to next week. We'll be back on Wednesday previewing some Tennessee basketball. Maybe talking about a coaching change. I don't know any information. I'm just throwing you all rumors out there that people have asked us about.
Humors?
Yeah, humors.
Humors. Is it humors?
Humors. Yep.
I like I feel like this is a more realistic option than John Gruden, for sure.
Yes. Maybe not at this time, but yes,
Yeah.
I would agree with that. Yeah. But we'll be back Wednesday talking about Tennessee football. Of course, Tennessee basketball before they face Missouri that evening and more.
Conzo! That's all we got. We're bringing the boat in, and we out.